Hello, Jeroen from SuperLight Photonics. Today, we're going to be talking about OCT. Now, what Jeroen would like to tell you about is if you're currently working in the world of OCT and your application is industrial or medical, you'll be using a kind of technology that you're very comfortable with and gives you the kind of measurements that you're used to. But Jeroen would like to introduce you to a new way of doing it that's going to give you greater results and more accuracy with your measurements. So Jeroen, tell us how you do it.
Yeah. Hey, Guy. Good morning. Thanks for inviting me. So the real thing about OCT is that you want to inspect samples that could either be your hand or it could be some kind of material in your factory, and you want to look at it. You want to look inside, and you want to inspect and basically come to the conclusion whether or not the tissue is healthy. Whether or not the thickness layers of your material are in check, if they're all positioned nicely. So for all these things, you look with OCT in a sample. And the classic way of doing this with a supercontinuum laser has its limitations. So we bring out a novel technology that solves some of the pain points that are very prominent within OCT. So, for instance, noise is a very key limiting factor for OCT. What you see is that with the limitations of noise, the resolution in your system is just very low. And what we do is we bring out a version that has a few magnitudes lower noise. And as a result, you can see deeper inside, for instance, tissues. You can see with greater resolution, so you can discover all kind of new phenomena that you were never able to see before. On top of that, because our technology is much more efficient, we don't really use the kind of heavy and bulky and dangerous seed lasers that others are using. And that also makes it possible that the parts are operated with a battery. So earlier this year, we introduced the SLP 1000, which was the first wideband laser operated with a battery. And especially maybe for hospital settings, this would be pretty unique, because if you mount the system on a card, you do not longer need to plug and unplug from mains power, but you can just roll the card through different operating rooms and do your analysis work next to the surgeon. So in that sense, also the battery operating feature is kind of nice, and of course a smaller form factor always makes it easier to integrate the laser in an OCT system.
Right. So those three. So are there are three things in there? There's the lowering of the noise, lower power, which means you can make it battery powered, and the third one is that it's just more easy to use because it's so much smaller, so you've got much more adaptability as to where you can put it.
That's correct. Yes, and what really sets our technology apart from the current ways of doing is that we do this with a photonic integrated circuit. So also towards the future, we consider this technology a much more scalable technology compared to either fibers or crystals. So definitely the future will be bright. There will be many more announcements from product releases coming in this domain from SuperLight Photonics in the next 6 months.
Excellent. So if you've been listening to this video and you think I would like to evaluate that, how do I go about doing that today?
Yeah, it's very easy. We have distributors in Europe. You can go to our website. You can go to the website of Laser 2000. We work with KLV in Japan. They can also be reached, but you can also contact us, and we would be happy to start evaluating. So it would be an initial discussion, and we would also definitely be able to provide you with the real hardware, because we know all too sure that if you just look at a laser, it doesn't tell a lot, right? You want to actually use it. You want to integrate this in the system. You want to run some trials. For that, we have hardware available, and yeah, we look very much forward to having such kind of discussions with people that are interested.
Excellent, Jeroen. Thank you very much for helping people understand that if they're already working OCT, they want greater results, which will give them lower noise, lower power, run on batteries, and a scalable solution. Then they should come and talk to you and find out how they can evaluate it for their next product. Jeroen, Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.